Hello, everybody. Today is Manwan Monday, April 17th, 2023. That's right. Once again, it's Manwan Monday. That's right. It is. It is.
I love that we have still yet to give Mikey an explanation.
I don't even think I want one, to be totally honest.
He hasn't asked. I don't think he gives a shit.
Oh, baby. We are back to talk episodes 6 and 7 of Survivor 44. I'm super pumped. Let's jump right into it. Here we go. All right. My name is John Dunphy. I am joined by my tribe mates, Mr. Kyle Petty, Miss Gina Morgino, and Mr. Mikey Mormon. Thank you, Liz Bluth. That's right, Manwan Monday.
Yes, it is.
That's
It is
it.
also time to be real, if anybody cares.
Oh, time to be real.
It
Am I
is
the only
time
one
to
that
be
doesn't?
real.
Am I the only one that doesn't participate in that?
Yeah, well,
I'll just-
actually,
I'll
I
just-
haven't been real in some time. So I'm elated to do so. Elated.
Wow, I feel so left out. Look at you all being real. I'm the only faker.
Crazy real.
Yeah.
So real.
But the four of us, we are gathered here to talk Survivor 44. If you want to find us on the socials, you can do so at StratChatPod. Check us out, Twitter, Instagram, all that kind of stuff. Or check out the website, www.stratchatpod.com. Okay. Oh, also, very important. Also, remember, everyone, today is the first day of the NHL playoffs. Let's go, New York Islanders. All right. Okay. Just had to get that in there at some point.
Yeah,
Yeah, you've came to the right audience with that one for sure.
Everybody your nails, Kyle. Show everybody your nails.
yeah.
Blue and orange. Islander blue and orange.
Yeah.
Matt Blevins says, John, we be fake. That's right. That's right. Okay. So, the last time that we gathered together to discuss Survivor 44, we were talking about episodes 1 through 5, kind of all over the place. We went through each and every person, kind of what they've been up to, who they've been working with. But at least tonight, we get to just focus on a couple episodes. So where do we begin? I guess we have to start with the tree mail, right? The tree mail that all three tribes received, telling them that it was time to go and meet up at Ratu's Beach. But it did not say that they were actually merged yet, which was important, right? But they were all heading over to Ratu's Beach. So we're in a little bit of a mergatory here. One of the funniest things to me about this whole episode 2 was like what's going on?
Mikey's face. Mikey's.
You can't just say mergatory and breeze past it like that.
That's literally what Mikey's face said. It's like, we're going to let that one go. Okay.
Listen.
Oh man.
That was
What do you got, Mikey? What do you got?
I liked it, honestly, but I just didn't like that we weren't acknowledging that you said mergatory.
Well, I mean, we weren't merged yet. It's like the merge purgatory.
No, you're right. You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
It's
No, we
perfect.
understand the concept.
Right? Jeez. Getting just laughed at by everybody here.
No, we just think
Oh,
it's funny.
man.
We just think it's funny. We like it.
Now, one of the funniest things about this episode to me was that, like, there was so much confusion over whether or not Josh actually had an idol, that he was telling some people that he did have, telling some people that he didn't have. And then people, for some reason, just continuing to ignore Carolyn when she was like, no, I know he doesn't have one.
Poor Carolyn.
Okay, see, this is also like the way the edit made this look. Because at the same time, wouldn't it also make some sense that, like, maybe I don't trust you because I would expect that you might be lying to me, that his idol is faked, that maybe you can kind of like use it against me because I falsely trust you. Like, I don't know you. Like, I don't know you any more than you know me. So, like, just because we play this silly, crazy whistling music behind her doesn't always mean that people are thinking that she's some doofus. Maybe it's just like, hey, listen, I don't know you, lady. So just, like, calm down.
Yeah. I hear you.
I think it comes from the fact that I think she comes on so strong too that they probably are just like, just
Like,
that
hey,
initial
hey.
like, all right, too much,
Yeah.
or whatever you say, sure, okay. But what I'll say is like I don't think Josh could have played this merge worse. It was just a disaster from start to finish for him.
I do agree with that.
Yeah,
it seemed like he was kind of a mess. Even prior to this, like with people could tell that like there was something off with his story, right? Because he didn't want to really tell people that he was a surgeon, right, or whatever.
Right.
But like his story that he came up with, like the timeline didn't make sense. Like,
nope.
You said you were in med school for how long, but you just did this, and it's like I don't know.
I also just like really a surgeon is not the kind of job that you hide in Survivor. Like, so what?
Right, like what benefit does that really give you in a game like this?
Right.
I don't know. It's your hands are steady, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. And why couldn't you keep track of your lies here? Like, this is an Australian Survivor. This hasn't been that long.
No.
Like in this episode, I think it said like day 14. I was like, it's literally only been 2 weeks. So when did you start this lie? Like 3 days ago? What you doing other than talking? Like, you don't remember that lie?
Well, also it's like, how many lies are you telling that you are so like, oh well, I don't know, well, which one are you referring
Where
to?
am I don't even know what I do for a living. What is happening?
If you're gonna lie, you have to lie correctly. You have to like present it in a way that people are going to believe it. You can just be lying about random shit and then not know what people are talking about when they're questioning you on it.
Yikes. It's a mess.
Yeah.
Rough.
Poor guy.
Rough.
Oh man.
But yeah, no, and I think the fact that he was unable to see that he was on the outs in his own tribe, and he got cocky, and instead of making the smart move like we talked about last time and sticking with that was it Tika alliance and sticking with Carolyn and Jam Jam, he went on the warpath, tried to get revenge, I guess, and it blew up in his face, as it's wont to do on this show.
Yeah, because we had last time talked about how it could be an interesting little group if like Carolyn, Josh, and Jam Jam stayed together, and then maybe if Carson came back to them. And Carson really has fallen right back in with Carolyn and Jam Jam again.
Carson's in a great spot.
Yeah. By the way, let's talk about the immunity challenge that we saw in this episode too, because I thought that this was like a really great shining moment for Carson. The team's obviously divided into 6 and 6 by color. I think one side was purple, one side was orange, and this was basically whichever side won, that whole side gets to be safe, right? What did you think of this whole challenge? Those giant balls that Carolyn almost got run over by like twice.
This was a fun one.
Yeah, this was a really fun one, I thought. And it's always fun watching people run up that wall. And the people that can't do it. But when Carson like just completely dominated that tree puzzle.
Insane. Even I could have practiced that puzzle every single day and still not done it the way that he did. Like,
Here's an issue that I have though. Like, nothing on Carson, like that is awesome for him and he did absolutely kill it. But I have a big problem with Survivor because we've seen this before with, oh God, what was her name? Was it Evie, I believe? That like these puzzles get recycled so much that you have the ability to practice them at home to come in already knowing what the puzzle is. That's not like that's not an enjoyable game. That's not a fun game. That's like, okay, well, if I am a super fan and I know that like this puzzle always looks exactly like this and these pieces always go exactly right here, that gives you an advantage. Like that's not.
Well, do we know that they always go and this like the pieces are always the same? Because I mean, we've seen that across every show.
3D printed it, and we saw in whatever season it was with Evie that she was like, oh, this one goes there and that one goes there. They've done this puzzle before. I know how to do it. Like I know how to put it together, and was just like coaching them on exactly where each piece went, and they finished in like 2 seconds.
I think the issue is like there's only so many different ways to do a puzzle, you know, and I think these are people they're pulling puzzles from seasons way in the past, like, and I'll even the hell what is his name? His name isn't coming into my head right now, but in the Brains Beauty Bronze season, which is like 30 something, one of the guys, remember there was no like 3D printer to practice, but he was able to pick a puzzle that wasn't shown on the show but not actually done. It was like you could pick this puzzle, or this puzzle, and no one picked it. So then they put it back in the game, but he was able to decipher it from not even having seen it played, you know? So I think it's hard. I would imagine it's very difficult to come up with enough new puzzles to last a season.
Yeah.
That haven't been done on any of the various iterations of the show. Spencer, right. Yes, that's it, Matt.
Again, though, like, and we see this in other competition shows all the time of like, oh, these are like staple competitions of the show. You know, we see OTEV every season on Big Brother. You know, like we always see the same competitions coming back up, but it's not the exact same answers. It's not the same formula. It's not the same pieces of the same shape in the same size in the same place. Like, I don't know. I have an issue with that. I don't know.
I get it.
I think that's also interesting, though, to Brett's point. Like, do you think that maybe some of these pieces could have been moved around? Like, was that exactly like piece by piece the same, or?
Right. That's why I was asking, because like,
yeah,
it is. You know, I do think it's a little lame if it's literally the same puzzle. Like, it's like,
right,
this puzzle was made by somebody 30 years ago, and now we're just literally taking that puzzle and putting it here. Like, if it's the same, like, because we do see it over the course of every really, you know, competitive reality TV show, whether it's the challenge and we see the same daily comps and the same eliminations, or Big Brother, they bring back a lot of the same games. But I do think that you should be changing them up a little bit. You know, moving some of the pieces around, the shapes of the pieces, the sizes of the pieces, even if it's like a similar puzzle or almost the same.
I would imagine that as this starts to become more and more of a thing, as 3D, because 3D printing didn't really exist until like in a way that was so easily accessible until very recently. So like I would imagine they'll start to have to deal with that more than they ever had in the past. I don't think this has really been an issue much before these like new era seasons.
Fair.
True,
new problems.
But yeah, so the side that won was Brandon, Carolyn, Carson, Frannie, Jamie, and Matt. So they all won, were guaranteed safety. And they got a little peanut butter reward, right? Peanut butter and jelly sandwich reward. Was that this one? Or no, that was the next one. That was the next one. I'm totally wrong. Sorry.
Kyle is making a face.
I know.
I have comments about that reward challenge.
I totally agree,
right,
man.
I'm sorry, but just
agree.
Well, let's wait, because we're not there yet.
I know we're not there. I know. I just couldn't help
it. But this is when the winning. The winning side here, all were coming up with a plan. Everybody was going to vote, right? But the winning side was all immune, and they were trying to come up with who should we vote out. And I believe that the plan was main target is Josh, but just in case, you know, they threw Kane's name out as well.
Yeah.
Which I thought was fine. But what did you think now? Because I was really happy to see Carson do well in the puzzle. What did you think about his decision to tell Brandon that he told Kane that his name had come up? Like, I understand Carson is close with Kane, so like you're gonna give him a heads up. But then like Kane went right to Brandon, and Carson was like no, not shy about it at all. That like, oh, I told Kane that his name came up, and it's like, what did you think of that? I was like, why are you telling everybody exactly what's going on? This is somebody whose name has been thrown out there. Like, why are you just so willingly going to everybody, being like, oh, by the way, he knows.
Well, honestly, I didn't remember that this happened, so I guess it wasn't very impactful.
I think what he's doing, I think he's just trying to build up as much trust with as many people as he can, and until it blows up in his face, it's gonna work for him, if that makes sense, you know?
Yeah.
Like, yeah. I don't know. From everything that we've seen, he seems to be in a really solid position, and that hasn't gone away yet. There's however many episodes left, so it absolutely could all blow up in his face. But at the moment, I see what he's doing. I get it. I get the strategy, and it seems to be working. So
it just felt like unnecessary to me, because I feel like Brandon made it known that one of the reasons that he wanted Kane's name thrown out there is because Kane had been early on one of the only people that wrote his name down to vote him out in a tribal council.
Right.
So it felt weird to me that if Brandon is saying Kane's name because of that reason.
Yeah. Why do you trust Brandon?
Right. Like why even like tell Kane, like, your name got put out there, but just don't tell people that I said it. I'm just giving you a heads up, but the target is Josh. It just felt like an unnecessary thing to even talk to Brandon about it, because I think that, Carson is in such a good spot that it's like, why give anybody any reason to be looking at you as somebody that might not be, totally trustworthy, that might share information when he shouldn't, things like that. I don't know.
Was Carson, was he put on Brandon's tribe when he switched?
Let's see.
Because I'm just thinking, because they very well Brandon and Carson could be way closer than we've seen.
So Brandon, once they actually merged, like that next immunity challenge, you mean? Or
no, when Carson switched tribes before the merge.
Oh, like the tribe swap.
Yeah, what I'm thinking is, like, it's very possible that Brandon and Carson have been way closer and been sharing way more with each other than we're seeing.
It's true
on the show.
That's
so
true.
We need live feeds.
24/7
live feeds. Every reality TV show should come with live feeds. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
I don't know. So I don't know. I mean, it absolutely could be. It could be a mistake, but it also could just be part of the relationship that they've built that we haven't seen.
That's true. No, you're right.
Yeah, sure.
Just looking.
Time will tell.
That it shall.
And Brett, I think Brett was trying to tell us too that yes, when Carson moved over, him and Brandon were in a tribe together. So
that's what I thought. Yeah.
So, oh yeah, and this whole comment too from Brett: Carson packed on 30 pounds of muscle. He's part of the Meat Bros now with Danny and Brandon. It really is wild to when I heard how much weight he had to gain to come on this show. That's a real dedication.
Did he have to, or he just chose to?
Definitely didn't have to.
Yeah, I don't think he had to, but from what he said, he was like already under 100 pounds. So if you're coming out to Survivor and you're that skinny,
well, because he's not very tall either. So I remember he said like what he weighed before, and I was like, damn.
Yeah.
Because I think he said he only weighed like 150 now. So he would have been like tiny prior. Crazy. I don't know. That is a lot of muscle to put on. That is not easy to do by any means.
That's real dedication. Real dedication.
I had trouble putting on like 8 pounds of muscle, let alone 30. Shit.
These numbers mean nothing to me. I'm a fat boy. I deal with numbers much larger than this. I know what you're talking about. 150. That sounds like my left thigh.
Oh my God.
I know what you're talking about. I don't know what you guys are talking about.
Oh, you're wild. But yeah, so we got the tribal. Josh gets voted out. I forget exactly how many votes he had, but I know that the second leading vote getter for this was Jam Jam, right? Jam Jam ended up getting a bunch of votes.
Jam.
They were just about even, huh?
It was close. It was
I think
close,
it came down to one vote.
What were you surprised at all that Jam Jam got?
Not really.
No, not really. He had no friends.
Yeah, that's it. That.
Yeah.
I mean, Carson doesn't seem to be really getting lumped in with them, even though he is with them. But like that Tika trio is definitely like on the outer, and I think they would probably look at Jam Jam and see him as more of a threat than Carolyn. Okay. So that decision makes sense to me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which is why Josh should have stuck with them.
Yeah. Josh.
Good riddance.
Sorry, Josh.
Yeah. Oh well.
Well, he's out of there. But this meant that we were officially merged, no longer emergatory. Okay. Do you like the name? Vava?
No.
Vava Tribe 44?
Hate it. I like what it stands for. I just think it looks stupid on the bottom. Sounds stupid to say. I mean, I like it in theory.
Wow. Not a fan of Vava.
I mean, does that sound
it sounds like a baby asking for its bottle.
Right. It sounds Vava. How can anybody take me seriously? What was your merge tribe name? Oh, we was Vava.
Vava Strong.
Vava. I don't know. Like, not good.
Vava Strong?
I mean, I guess it's better than Famole Mole.
What about Did you like that Carson tried to do a little sneaky Asan whatever, like backwards for NASA? That he wanted to try to get the tribe to use that name. Did you see that?
No.
I actually don't remember that. Yeah.
What?
Really?
John be like getting like the secret scenes.
I see it.
John's got the 90-minute eps.
He's in there rewinding 5 times, like, and got it.
They like showed it on the screen. It said like
I
Asan, and
missed
then
it. I don't
then
know.
the letters like reversed.
Wow.
Totally missed it.
Okay.
You guys are crazy.
I gotta stop playing Subway
I don't like that
Surfers
either,
while I'm
though.
watching.
I mean, for what it's worth,
I know.
don't
I'm
like
always
that
like
either.
doing other things while I'm watching.
I need to have like 6 screens all doing something different while I
I'm
watch
surprised though. I
any
don't
sort of
usually
TV.
miss this much. I don't know what's going on. It's not like me. Sorry.
Giving John
Oh.
longer episodes is what's going on.
Yeah, I'm getting like extra
Yeah,
footage.
John's getting the live feeds, is what's happening.
It is.
Yeah.
He's getting
So-
those Australian Survivor episodes.
Oh man. Now we got some interesting information towards the beginning. Oh, Brett, Vigilante's best tribe name ever.
Yeah, that was good.
I love
The tribe
how
name
it was.
that wasn't a tribe name.
Yeah,
and denied.
that's the best thing about it is that it was rejected for a tribe name and then was used for a secret alliance within the tribe. Oh, it was great. Dan,
There's
Ridley
nothing
Bastard.
worse though. The worst merge name I can think of is the Australian Blood versus Water when they were like, we should be the Lava Tribe.
Yeah.
Shut up and name your tribe
I
something.
know. Lazy,
Cool.
lazy.
God
They
damn
must have been
it.
starving.
Why?
They must have been starving.
Yeah, just had nothing left.
They were
LAVA. Oh.
God.
I know. It's not
Oh my god.
So we have our tribe name.
Mm.
This episode was rough for Matt, huh? It was a rough episode for Matt. This one.
Yeah.
He said something right at the beginning. He said he had a conversation with Frannie that was like, I'm actually feeling really comfortable right now. And right then I
Like,
was like,
oh no.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how you know he's
That's
gonna have
it.
problems.
that's it.
Yeah.
He was talking about how excited he was. He finally had a vote again
Yep.
after
Yeah, I
missing out on his
Ugh.
vote. He did
I was
get some
like-
bad news pretty early on, though, because he was having a conversation with Brandon, who was able to tell him that there was both a fake and a real idol on their
in the
beach.
cage. Yep.
Yeah.
And he started thinking, wait a minute.
Honestly, like, good on him. I feel like most people would be like, oh wow, someone got a fake idol. That sucks.
Yeah,
You know,
that's
like
too bad
yeah.
for them.
for him to be like, okay, well, I only saw one in there, so like I'm
Right.
screwed, you know.
And good. And also, we say bad news for him, and it is bad news that like now it's not real, but it never was real. So at least now you don't have to have that egg on face moment when you try to
Mhm.
play it. And then
But like the difference is too, like, I do think there's something to be said about him knowing it's fake if no one else knows it's fake, because then it's like you can use it to try to like,
Right.
oh well, there's no sense in trying to vote out Matt. He has an idol, you know. It's like
Right.
even if he knows that it's fake and other people don't, like there is still something to be used there, you
No,
know.
absolutely.
Yeah, there's also something to be said for the fact that remember there was that other little twist that like one tribe had like the real one and then it was fake, but it was like the fake one for one was like real on another. So he would have been like,
Oh,
I
yeah.
know this is fake, but somebody else might have been able to verify it. No, actually, what do you mean? That's the real one. And I'm
Yeah,
like,
I
wait a minute,
had one that looked like
is
that.
mine real? Like, wait, what?
Yeah, yeah,
And like
yeah.
that could have actually been fun to see play out too. But
Did he?
Right.
I'm pretty sure he kind of blurted out though, basically right away, that there was only one in his bird cage, and because they were trying to figure out who actually had it. So everyone he was talking to right
I don't
there.
remember. I know him
knew.
talking about it in the confessional, but I don't remember if he said it.
Yeah, I'm sure that's what I'm trying to. I'm like,
Yeah.
if that was two separate
Yeah.
things or at the same
I
time.
thought it was
remember.
amazing that he was literally able to pinpoint like the moment that like, oh, wait a minute, this is when I should have known, because
Mhm.
Danny was walking around and was like, oh, make sure you're sticking your hand in here and looking over there, and then of course,
shifty,
right, like he leads Matt right to it. Danny just
Yeah.
walks right off once he knows Matt has it. But I do agree with with Gina that I think it's still useful because especially when you consider how our teams were broken down later, because he got that information from Brandon, and Danny also wasn't around in that crew. that had lost. So, you know, I'm not sure that any of the people that were with Matt when they had to be separated
That's true.
were aware, would be aware that
If only he had brought his bag.
yeah, what are you doing?
Rookie mistake, man. Rookie mistake.
I can't believe he didn't bring his. I think
everybody always brings their bag to a challenge.
I was gonna say I was more annoyed at Survivor than I was at Matt.
I don't know. I feel like
really?
if I'm bringing that bag everywhere I go. I never know where I'm gonna end up.
I don't know. I don't know that I would have thought that.
I am a rookie though.
You might end up on a
Kyle,
journey
I'm with you though. Like I feel like I never would have.
Island. You never know.
Yeah, no, I would be like, ooh, let me leave. Let me just go with the least amount of things possible. I don't want to like burn myself out before the very exhausting.
I don't think that it ever would have occurred to me of like, oh, I might not be able to come back to camp before we vote. Like that never would have crossed my mind.
I guess though, like the it's obviously always possible that it could happen, but also if you've got things in your bag, it's pronounced bag. Thank you, Carolyn. There's a couple things that I think, if you have anything in your bag, including an idol or a fake idol, I'm going to want that to be around me at all times. And also, as far as I can tell, Matt was the only one that didn't have his bag. So everybody else thought I should bring this. So I think that's a bad mistake. That's a bad mistake.
Got too comfy.
Kyle, I guess you and I are on the outs of this one.
Yeah.
Well,
I wouldn't have made it to day 14 or 15 or whatever this was. I
wouldn't have made it to Fiji.
Right. I would have already been gone. So it's all right.
I feel like that's one of those things. I feel like you got to always have your bag on you.
Oh, always.
Well, I know that now.
Oh, yeah. We're sorry.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
We'll just keep learning. We'll listen.
I will say that Matt, he could have gotten away with not having his bag with him. But what did you think about how this whole immunity challenge really went down? Because we saw one side, the side that Frannie was on, was dropping like flies. She stayed up. She earned her individual immunity for her side. And there were still, I think, 4 people still up in the challenge on the other side when Frannie was the only one left on her side. And at that point, she had guaranteed her safety and could have guaranteed Matt's safety. But she outlasted everybody on the other side. All 4 of them dropped. Frannie wins individual immunity, not only for herself, but everybody else on her side. Man.
Yeah, I mean, it was an impressive performance on her fault for sure. I don't think though that like I can't blame her for being like, okay, if I drop out now, then I'm safe and awesome. I don't think any of that would have been in my head. I feel like at that point, it's just like win.
Of course.
Yeah.
So I can't possibly be like, how dare you? I also think she's better off without him, to be totally honest with you. Like she may not but them as a pair is dangerous if one
People
of them's out of the game.
Way too concerned about them as a duo.
Yeah, this honestly for her, I don't blame her at all, just like you. And who knows? Maybe she wouldn't want to say it, in even a confessional, but maybe when she's standing up there, knowing, all right, I'm safe, I could get Matt safety if I drop. Literally, if I just decide to drop right now, I'm both safe and Matt safe. But maybe part of her was thinking, like, this is a way for me to potentially separate myself from him and get him voted out of the game without me having to even be a part of it.
I mean,
any of the planning around it.
I don't know that she would have wanted him to go. I don't know that she would have thought that deep about it, but I mean, maybe.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
She was so tied to him. I don't see a situation in which she's like, okay, how do I get him out of here, but have it not be my fault?
Mm-hmm. I don't know. She's smart though.
Here's something that I do wonder though. If he left his bag on the beach, if that idol, if anybody believed that idol was real, could they then take it from his bag? Oh no, it has to be gifted. I would get. Never mind. Forget it.
But I mean, is his stuff still there, or would somebody like?
No, they leave all their stuff there. I mean, like you've seen it. We've seen in like other seasons, like people like wear other people's clothes and stuff. They just leave it there.
So if an idol is left, it's then dead.
That's what I was. I think so, because I think in order for it to be transferred, it has to be like transferred. Yeah,
but there's no one to transfer it now. So could they? So is it in theory then like find it? Because we we've seen people steal idols, haven't we? Or am I making that up?
I don't think you can steal an idol. Once it's found, it's yours.
No.
No. So
is no one else growing just a little weary though of all this group immunity? Like enough now.
Yeah.
Like we're
I was
at
gonna say
merge,
that
like enough now. Like let's
we haven't
play
had
the
an
game.
actual tribal. We haven't had a full merge tribal yet.
You know,
I
just want to play. I'm starting to get tired of these twists. You know, I was really supporting it last time, but like enough. And now we're about to get into another one. And it's like
because we
begs the question: why did we not just go to 2 tribes, man?
Right.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
No, that's a great point. And it's really annoying that we finally get to merge and just 2 big groups of immunity. Like we get to merge. We have 11 people in there. Only 4 people were even eligible to.
Right. Like
Right. It's just now 2 tribes. Like that's not a merge.
No.
And it was funny though, because I will say that especially like when we first got everybody on the same beach, even before they were like officially merged, I was finding everything that was happening on the beach so much more entertaining, because you had this group of people over here, this group of people over there, and then people switching things up. And I'm like, this is how I've wanted it to be, all these talks and the scrambles from the very beginning.
Yeah.
But we're only just getting it now, 6-7 episodes in. The first 5 episodes were these tiny little groups. And, if a couple of teams don't lose for a couple of weeks, you don't get to see them at all. Like, just this one tribe.
You don't see a true scramble in a tribe of 6.
It's like all of a sudden, 6 episodes in, we finally get that crazy scramble, people running around, figuring out what the plan is. And I'm like, this is how it should be the whole time. Just give me, if we're going to get 18 people, just give me 2 tribes of 9, please. I don't know.
Yeah. It definitely, it sucks that we're like losing out on a lot of like the chaos of the pre-merge tribals.
Yeah.
Especially this one where they were the jury, like it's like one thing of like, okay, there's a bunch of people safe, but we're all still voting and we're all in it. Like, not ideal, but I can still like, but when they're not even part of the vote at all, and then also get this advantage and then completely waste it, then like, what's the point of it all? I don't know.
No.
Because like that's the other thing. Like they gave her that advantage, but there was no real situation where she could like talk to anybody to use it, right? Who had it? Lauren?
What was the controller vote?
Yeah,
that was Heidi. I think
Heidi. She had that advantage, and like she used it. I mean, it didn't go like it didn't work. But like, how could it have? Like there was no situation where she could have had a discussion. Like she just had to like kind of make a guess as to where everybody was at already. I
like the concept of it. I just don't think it was applied correctly because you had this other twist that was active. But even the way that we arrived at finding this twist was like,
you want to talk about the because we're pretty much at the peanut butter part, if you want to talk about it, Kyle. I know you had some thoughts.
I just thought that was lame. Now that we've been dabbling into more than dabbling into Australian Survivor, and then now you're part of this community and you start hearing that, American Survivor has a bigger budget and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, okay, here we go. We're midway through the season. This is merge. And your reward is peanut butter and jelly. And it's like, come on. Like,
I'm doing all this work for a peanut butter
what
sandwich.
is this?
Get the hell out of here.
Lame.
Insane.
Lame.
Insane.
Peanut butter and jelly and chips, is a fine meal.
Yeah, but not if I haven't eaten in 14
exactly,
days.
Like, come
on.
That's like a first or second reward meal.
Yeah.
Like, that's not a post merge meal.
That's like
Big Brother, we called that a punishment.
Yeah, like no.
God,
I love peanut butter
$220 on PB&J. Ha ha.
What did we get at the last Australian Survivor auction, right? Somebody got like a burger and fries. Somebody got like a big bowl of pasta with meatballs. Somebody got like, you know what I mean? Like you get like real good things. It's a huge plate of tacos with like a margarita. It's like,
and granted, to be fair, the last person got like a slice of white bread, but like they were.
Well, that was just for the baked.
It was the.
Oh, was that not the same one?
I mean, But still, like, come
But they
on.
do definitely have bigger feet. Like the Australian Survivor had a big KFC feast
Oh, hell
for
yeah.
3 people, you know, like,
Yeah,
and
we
there was
could've-
like
we could've done
advantages to be
better.
found.
We could have done better. That's all. That's
Like all like the movie theater one that they set up, and like the candy shop, the pie shop.
Yeah,
like they
yeah,
do all
yeah.
these like crazy cool rewards. What's happening here?
I'm
Like
getting a peanut butter and jelly.
the tarps. Literally, it's literally like usually it's a comfort reward where you get like some chairs and a hammock. It literally was just a tarp.
Tarp.
Just a tarp.
It's like the Firefest version of
Oh
like
my god.
rewards.
Not
There's like your
Firefest.
government PB&J.
Oh,
Here's like your
no.
government tarp. I don't know.
Yikes.
Here's your tarp. Like, I don't know why I'm always yelling off to the side. Go on. Stupid. But yeah. But how we got to this with like the sprinting through the jungle to find the keys and everybody's racing back to the bird cage. And like, so now your whole advantage is public and like, it's just lame. Like,
Mhm.
like, what is all of that? Like,
Yeah,
I don't know. This is just getting too gimmicky. I just want to play the game.
Yeah.
that's
No,
what
I
I'm
agree.
saying.
Yeah.
And this, I almost feel like this wouldn't have been as bad if we didn't already do the 3 bird cages and the 3 different camps. And
If this was the first time that they like,
Right,
introduced this like public
Sure.
reward situation, then yeah, I feel that.
yeah,
BB
yeah. But Tire Fest.
Funny. So funny.
But yeah, you guys know I've talked about it a lot this season already about the gimmicks and how I'm over it. Like
Yeah.
just hide some idols out there and like let people find them
No one
naturally
gets to
while
really play.
Yeah. Now
Right.
it's really just too much.
they're right. But yeah, so while that group was eating PB&J and finding keys and getting a control of vote advantage, the other side we had Brandon, Jamie, and Lauren pretty much in control, while Matt and Jam Jam were on the chopping block trying to plead their cases here. They really didn't have a shot to do anything, right? I mean, like it felt like at some point you get like a hint in the edit of like, oh, Matt and Jam Jam pulled Jamie aside to see if maybe they could get her to change her vote or something, like, something. It was like the whole time it was just doom and gloom, like Matt
Yeah.
and Jam Jam, like, we're gone. It's one of us.
Yeah, that was tough. And the only hope they had was that advantage, and because she played it the way I mean, she had to announce who she was playing it for. So I guess if she had announced that she was gonna like be like, Jamie, you have to vote for Brandon or whatever. I guess he had the immunity, but like that kind of thing, then I guess they could have changed their vote to that.
Yeah.
I don't know, but it was pretty hopeless. It was gonna be one or the other.
Right. I do really wish that they had a chance to reconnect before Tribal.
Yeah.
To try to talk things out, because there was like even the only thing that we got, like I was just saying, we really didn't get anything from any fight that Matt and Jam Jam could put up, because they knew the numbers were stacked against them, especially with Lauren having this extra vote. But like at one point they did mention like, well, they think we're voting for each other. What if we did something different? And then they split the vote and then it could be a tie. And it's like, if they had even 1 second back at camp before Tribal to say like, hey, we kind of want to try to flip the vote. And if Heidi then, who was talking a lot with Frannie about how they could try to save Matt and possibly Jam Jam with this advantage, if you can now go back to Tribal and say like, I can control the vote, whose vote should I control? And then you guys vote this way. Like maybe there could have been something that could have changed this. But in the end, the control of vote ended up being like a complete waste, because there were still only 5 votes in there. So Lauren didn't even have to burn her extra vote. She still has it. Her vote was forced to go to Jam Jam, and then the 3 of them just voted Matt out. So it was like, it just felt like even with this advantage, there's nothing that can be done to change the outcome of this vote, to even put it into a little doubt and make it somewhat exciting.
It's also just not good as a viewer for when this was placed into the game. Like, first of all, give us 2 tribes and then give us to this like later on in the game. I had absolutely no emotional reaction to anything that Heidi was going to decide in this moment, because I don't even know what Heidi thinks about anyone else. So like, I don't care. It was supposed to be a big dramatic moment. I would assume that she had to stand up and declare like where this vote would go, because I mean, obviously that would be the anomaly, right? Your vote should be private. That didn't mean anything to me because I don't. What do I care about what you think about Jam Jam? As far as I know, you just met 2 days ago,
Right,
and I
that's
don't
the
even know
thing,
that
is-
I've even
yeah.
seen a conversation. So like, there was, as a viewer, this just did nothing for me. Like, it's just totally boring.
Yeah.
Didn't hit.
And like,
Cool in
We haven't
theory,
really
in practice.
right? Like,
Yeah.
has there been one like actual advantage used that was like played really well that had an impact on the game? Has there been anything? I mean, like, we saw the first ever shot in the
I
dark.
was gonna say
workout.
Jamie shot in the dark.
Yeah, but it
There-
didn't matter.
Right.
Well, it,
Well, yeah,
it
well-
did, but
well,
we
yeah,
didn't know
I
it
know.
did.
The only reason I even mention it is because it was the first time that someone did it and it actually
Right.
worked.
Right.
But has there been I mean, I know Brandon played an idol early on that he probably needed to use, right?
Yeah,
his
that
idol, I think, was the first idol. But again, it was so long ago. I feel like
Right.
we haven't seen like an exciting advantage or idol used to like really change up a
Well,
vote or
'cause-
make an impact.
Because
All
Lauren
season.
still has that. She's still holding on to that extra vote. Because there was the three
Yeah.
advantages that were given out right at the beginning.
Yeah.
Lauren still has that extra vote. One of them got voted out of the game. Who could like get any idol that was used like during tribal? What was the third one?
I don't remember.
Clearly, it wasn't important.
I don't remember either.
See, we did also
don't
have
know.
that
There were all these idols that were found and then expired.
Right,
I
Wait,
mean,
right.
but
I was
there's
just gonna
been
say,
too many
too much.
twists in the game. I can't keep track of what's happening anymore.
There's
Like I
been,
just don't remember.
Yeah.
Yeah, just recently those idols that Carson and Jamie had for having to swap tribes
That journey
became.
Yeah.
It's like why do those have to come out of the game now? Like,
Yeah, I haven't been able to keep track of what advantages there are, which ones are fake and which ones are real. There's too much going on in this season.
Yeah. I don't even. So other than the extra vote, is there anything else out there? I mean, Danny has an idol still, right?
Danny has the idol.
Um,
Matt had a fake. Jamie has a fake. Right? Or did
Yeah,
she have
but
two
Jamie-
and she had one real, one fake? No, but one real. That was
that
the one that got expired. Yeah.
Yeah.
Carson. Oh, Carolyn has an idol.
She does still have
Right.
it. Okay.
oh, I see.
can't
I see
remember.
the list here now. Yeah, that's right.
What a mess.
Carolyn, yeah, you're
What a
right.
mess.
Carolyn and Danny, hidden immunity idols. Jamie just says fake hidden
It
immunity
shouldn't be
idol,
this
and Lauren's
confusing.
extra.
No.
Where was that third advantage?
I don't remember now.
Clearly,
They're,
it
I don't remember.
didn't happen.
Yeah, I don't remember.
I didn't know there was a third.
I feel
Was
like there
there
definitely was something. I just
Yeah, because it was they all got them at the same time.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Oh no! There's only two because Matt. It would have been Matt, but he lost 2 votes.
that's right. Okay.
My
okay.
bad.
Oh.
So he never got to vote then, huh? Oh, I guess tonight he did. On the one night
Oh
that he
no.
not tonight, last week.
Well, that's what he was saying. He was like, "I finally get to play Survivor."
Yeah, he finally got
Hmm. That's so sad.
I bet if
Whatever.
Matt ever comes on this game again, he will literally never put his bag down, even when he sleeps.
Just gonna see him holding it like a baby. Like what? No, it's fine. It's fine.
I think. Well, he got the girl at least, didn't he?
I
Yeah,
guess
I-
so.
He's a good
I
girl.
saw something online that they're apparently still together or something.
Good for them.
Okay.
At
That's
least he got
nice.
something.
That's
You know,
nice.
fratty.
Good for them.
Right.
Fratty. My.
Maybe
my.
she wins the whole thing and they're
I
right now
honestly
they're
wouldn't be shocked.
sitting there. Yeah, they're just sitting there celebrating.
Yeah, I was gonna say that I think that this will take Frannie off people's radar, though.
I
now that
agree.
he's gone.
The only reason people were
Yeah.
talking about her is because they were a duo.
Right.
And I actually think she's smart, and I think she's pretty strategic too, from what we've seen. I think she's like, and I think without him there, targets off her back. So I think she could go far. I wouldn't be surprised to see her at the end.
To Matt Levin's point, I would love to watch them on Amazing Race.
It would be fun.
We love the Amazing Race.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we lose Josh and Matt in these 2 episodes.
All right.
That brings us down to 9, right? 9 players remaining now.
Math is hard. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
You could say any number, and I'd be like,
Exactly. I never know how many people are left in any game.
Oh no, 10. 10
10.
because we were at 12. We lost Josh. 11. Then we lost Matt. So now we're at 10.
Sure.
Great.
So there you go.
All right.
What's our ratio at now, guys to girls? Are we even again? Because the last two that were voted off were guys. That's yeah.
Mm.
Five
There you go.
Okay. Hell yeah.
All right.
So I guess I am curious. Did you guys watch the next on at all? It looks like Carson's having a very difficult time.
I don't even
I
remember.
saw him crawling along the beach. It looked like he could have been throwing up.
Oh yeah.
And he just said something along the lines of, "I'm just trying to survive."
Oh no.
So I hope he's okay. I hope I'm not. I don't mean to make light of it. It was just like the way that it was shot. It was like him just crawling through the trees and the bushes. Like you just see his feet.
It probably, you know what? It probably was like a food reward or something, and he just ate too much. And
It probably was something like that. Yeah.
They always do that where they like in the next dawns they like make something look super dramatic.
It looks like someone's gonna die. Yeah.
And then nothing happens. It's like a 1 second shot. Oh,
Fred is so shady.
Oh no.
not the muscle.
Yikes. Why you gotta put the air quotes in there? Leave Carson alone.
You got anchor arms.
Funny.
But yeah, anybody got anything else for these 2 episodes of Survivor 44? I think that's all I got.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was nice to, as much as I love Carolyn, it was nice to see some other people take the spotlight a little bit.
Yeah.
And like her kind of
There's still people in this game that I feel like I don't know.
Lauren and Heidi, man. I don't know. I can't. I don't know. I want more from them. I don't even know which is which sometimes. Lauren's got the curly hair.
Yes.
All right.
I think I like Heidi, actually.
I think I like them too, which is why I want to like know who they are.
Yeah.
You know?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I agree.
Brett's calling Lauren as his winner pick.
Winner pick for Lauren.
Okay.
Wow.
Since Lauren has come up, she has exceptionally clean teeth.
She's got a great smile. Great smile.
I don't understand how that happens. If
It's that bamboo.
Sparkle on bamboo, baby.
Yeah.
The mystery of the pod.
Yeah, sorry.
Is that bamboo?
Definitely some Colgate running around.
She's
there.
got some veneers on that island.
You wait. Watch the next time she smiles. I mean, that's stunning. Okay, stunning. Something right. I call it foul.
Something ain't right.
Foul. Definitely.
She's got dentures, man. They're fake.
No, it's just. I mean, everyone's is very pristine, but hers are exceptionally white. Like I'm telling you, they have two.
I'm about to take a look on Wednesday.
They have
Yeah, I'm gonna have to pay attention.
Lauren.
Wow. Conspiracy theories here.
I'm watching.
Do they have toothbrushes?
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
This is
homemade.
My age-old debate.
This has come up a lot. Yeah.
I feel like every time we've ever discussed Survivor ever, Kyle has asked this question.
Because it's just too clean. It's too clean. See, look what Matt said. All of these people have exceptionally clean teeth. Carson refused to answer my question of if they get toothbrushes. Right.
Oh, we calling shenanigans?
Right. This is in the bottom of all their bags.
Bags.
I'm just like, I don't think I'd be mad if they had toothbrushes, to be totally honest with you. Like, I don't think
No, I'm not. Listen, I would not be mad at all. I wouldn't
Listen,
be mad.
if you are allowed
television.
one luxury
I
and
don't
it is a
wanna see it.
toothbrush, that is fine with me.
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
don't really.
You know
wanna
what?
see the crap.
In fact,
Just
give
be
them
honest about it.
toothbrushes.
Yeah, just be honest.
Give them
about it.
out.
That's all. Just be
As
honest.
somebody who is
Telling me they're getting
useless, as somebody who is useless in the day until I have brushed my teeth, give them toothbrushes.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. But like,
Toothbrushes
you
for
show me, you give
everybody.
me them water, like then I have them to boil it and all that stuff. I mean, they get water. That's fine. Give them a toothbrush. Okay. But like, just
Not even the paste, just the brush.
What if
Those
they
little-
had?
those little
No,
travel
they need the paste.
What if like a random episode coming up soon that is just like, this immunity challenge is sponsored by Colgate.
I think it would be the best day of Kyle's life.
You know, I love a sponsored anything. I love a sponsored anything.
You do.
Yeah.
There's nothing funnier than a sponsorship on Survivor, because it's like when they have the KFC. I guess Fiji is a place that like has cities, I'm sure. So like I guess they just brought it in from somewhere else, but it's like I like imagine them on like a deserted island most of the time. So like when they're like, we have KFC, I'm like, how?
It's like they're like on the
Loading it
island
in.
from Lost and getting like parachutes of like fried chicken.
They're bringing in the KFC executive chef.
Literally,
Come
that's what
cook it up
feels
in,
like.
yeah.
Like I know logically, like I'm sure, like you just like take a short boat ride or like a car ride, and like there's a city somewhere with a KFC in it, but like it doesn't compute really.
You're fried chicken falling down from a parachute. You bet your sweet ass I'm running.
Oh,
Well, what about
Okay.
what
I
about
would-
the Australian Survivor? The frozen pizzas they gave them on the beach.
that was brutal.
Oh,
That
you got
was
pizza
bad.
and don't
Right.
want to heat
That
it
was
up.
really not right.
That was messed
really,
up.
That was honestly that was by far the worst.
And
Like,
then
that was
and
brutal.
then,
That was
and,
fucked
Jo-
up.
That is
and then
not
Jonathan LaPaglia being like,
Not
"You
right.
mean you didn't cook them?" They're like,
No.
"No, we just ate them
With
frozen."
my pizza oven on the
Listen.
beach? Like, what do you mean?
That was not.
It's
funny.
like one thing if it was like cold pizza that had already
Yeah.
been cooked, because that is delicacy. But oof, the frozen
Not
pizza.
frozen.
The frozen
I would have
pizza.
flipped the fuck out. Okay, you want to talk about somebody self-evicting or whatever you would call it in this game, tapping out? I don't know. I definitely would have ripped up some cameras. I would have like gone ape shit. Okay, like I'd be so fucking tight. Oh my god, it's the rage. I can only imagine.
That,
You wanna
like-
knock somebody's head right off their shoulder.
The image that I have in my head right now is so good.
They kind of got
Yeah,
fucked
that
twice in a
place-
row
Ah.
too.
Oh,
Because it was that, and then the next one they won was the one where it was like the bakery items, but everyone just got one. And like Sam ended up with his slice of white bread.
Sam
Like,
had to choose.
two in a row, they were like, ah!
Yeah.
Oh god,
That's not right. It's really
Yeah.
not right. No.
I don't even remember how we got here. How we got it.
Poor
Going
guy
from
just wanted his,
toothbrushes to Kyle breaking cameras.
poor
I don't
Sam
know.
just wanted his cake, and he ended up eating a slice of white bread.
I don't know how we got here. It's all right.
No.
Justice for Sam.
Oh, but wow, this was fun though. This was fun. What do we have coming up? What do we have coming up next? This Thursday night we had a pretty crazy weekend. Some controversial things.
Somehow supposed to have a crazier weekend than others.
Yeah.
Some drama.
Yeah, some stuff happened. So this Thursday night at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time, we'll be back covering Big Brother Canada. But we'll be joined by a special guest.
Very special.
Yeah, Mr. Zach Nielsen, who was in the house this season, had a bit of a controversial exit. So we'll be sitting down to chat with him this coming Thursday. It'll be interesting.
I'm
And then
so excited. I'm
yeah.
so excited.
definitely, no, me too.
Yeah.
Very very excited. And then next Monday we will not be talking Survivor 44. We'll be talking the Challenge World Championship, covering the last two episodes. So make sure you check that out. Okay, find us on the socials at StratChatPod, or you can check out our website www.stratchatpod.com. All right, everybody, have a great night.